Hey y'all, Yoshi here, and I'm just talking about the introduction to emulation handhelds. So if y'all watched my last video about the Game Boy I bought, I talked about this little device right here, the PocketGo. We're gonna be diving pretty, not super deep into it, but we're just gonna show you kind of what the system can do from all the systems that I have on my device that I mainly use this device for. Now, sometimes getting into the emulation handheld scene is a little tough because there are so many handhelds out there, and some people just want to go for the best right away, which is completely understandable, by the way. But sometimes it's a little too complicated for other people to kind of figure out. They want something they can just pick up and play immediately, which is honestly why there's draw to the devices that have games already on it when you purchase it. So I wanted to talk about a low cost option. The PocketGo usually goes for around $35. I'll have a link down below. I used Retro Mimi to order my device. I think I spent $35 for it, and it came with different face buttons and also a bigger SD card, I believe. But the device is really good for what it's for. Now, I haven't changed the operating system at all, but I know this device is really good for up to 16-bit games. I tried PlayStation 1, I tried, and I didn't really get good performance out of it, and it doesn't have a Nintendo 64 emulator with it, so I haven't had a chance to try any Nintendo 64 games on it. But I use it for everything pretty much underneath that. I use it for, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, Super Nintendo, Genesis, all that, and it works very well. And I'll be giving you guys like a little, a little view of it. Of course, we're gonna have each segment for each system that we have on this device. I unfortunately don't think I have any Nintendo games on it for some reason. I don't think I ever had a chance to put any on there. I might, I'm not sure. But I'll go through everything that I have on it. Obviously, if Super Nintendo is going to play well, Nintendo's going to play well regardless. So sit back and just enjoy the video as I go through all the different games. So here is the PocketGo. It is actually very small. I have big hands though, but it actually is very small. It's very pocketable, which is another reason why I like this device. The D-pad honestly isn't the greatest feeling, but it'll do good for all the platforms that you're playing. Start and select button right here. We have our A, B, Y, X. These are actually different face buttons that my device came with that I put in myself. The other ones look more Super Nintendo-ish, I guess. It's black and purple though. So I switched those out. We have our L button and our R button. We have we have a headphone jack right here and an AV out right here. So if you did want to use this device as an AV out, you can. Charging port. Jesus. And here's the reset button. And here is the SD card slot right here. At the bottom, we don't have anything. On the side, this is our volume knob. We just turn it to turn it up and down. And then right here is our power switch. I'm going to plug this in because I don't want it to die while I'm doing everything. So I'm going to take this cable right here, plug it in the top. Ooh, wrong way. Here we go. Plug it in the top. And there we have our little charging symbol right there. And then let's just turn it on. There's our PocketGo screen right there. It's a little started, and then here is our screen. Now let me adjust the brightness on my camera real quick, and then we can kind of go through these menus. All right, and there we go. Our brightness is set up differently, so that way we can actually see what's going on in the screen. So right here, we just have different little options. I honestly didn't really discover this too much, but it's just like little programs that you really don't need for this device. Here's our emulators. We'll go through that in a little bit. These are our games that came with the device that we can play. One of my favorites to play on here actually is Heretic and Hexen. I like both of those. Super fun to play. And Wolfenstein 3D. And then let's go over to this menu. This is our settings, our skin options, about, and power button. So when you do power off this device, you do not want to just power it off from the side. You want to hit this power button first. You want to select this, and then you want to boot off the device. And what this does is it makes sure it does not damage your SD card at the top. One thing though is that the power is still on. Watch, I'll unplug this. And you'll see that that green is on right there. That means it's still on. So you still want to shut off the device when you do that, because it will honestly still draw power from the device even though you booted it off. That is one little thing that I don't think they realized, but I think it comes with having a power button that slides up and down. Let's plug this back in. Let's turn it back on. And we'll go through our little PocketGo boot up here, and then we're gonna get started on the gameplay, of course. And we're gonna start with, let me just make sure. So we do have some Nintendo, cool. We're gonna start with Nintendo. So here's Nintendo. We're playing Metroid, one of my favorite Nintendo games. It's gonna play pretty much, you know, as you would expect. And it feels honestly so good. Like, even though the D-pad is a little on the squishy side, it is very responsive. And that's what you kind of want with these devices. You want something that's very responsive. So that way, you know, you're not getting stuck. You're not dying for no reason. You want to make sure, you know, everything is smooth, especially when you're playing Nintendo games like this. Right. Woo. We'll go through this door and then we'll end it. And I'll just kind of show you how to access the menus as well. Usually all the menus on this device, well, let's hit start right here and pause it. All the menus and device are activated by pressing this reset button. So we'll press this reset button right here, and then you'll see, yeah, flip disk, save states. So you do have save states and load states here, screenshot, and your settings. So you're actually able to access all of your emulation settings as well on this device, which those games that come preloaded in other devices, you do not have this option. Yes, you have to upload your own ROMs, but you also are able to actually access emulation options, which is a huge advantage whenever you're using emulation handhelds. So we're going to exit out of this, and then we're going to go see how some Game Boy games look. All right, and here is the Game Boy emulation. As you can see, we actually have it as the green original Game Boy, and we have a little border around the screen, so that way it's not, you know, it's not looking too terrible here. But as you can see, Tetris, I can honestly play this game for hours. I love Tetris, I always have, and playing it on the Game Boy is just, I don't know, I think it's the best way to play, honestly. Jesus, it's giving me a lot of these. All right. All right, it's playing the music. I'm sorry. Let's try to get let's see if we can get a Tetris here. Probably not. We'll just go with that. Ooh, let's put this on this side. See, look, I'm already getting addicted to it. I don't even want to stop playing. Let's pause it. This is, of course, the style that I enjoy playing all my Game Boy games on, because this is how I originally played the Game Boy. But cool thing is you can open up the settings, like with the reset button, like I said. You can go to your settings here, and you can select, I'm trying to remember. No. Select scaler, nope. So you can go to default. This is like your color picker, damage, grayscale, virtual boy, of course you don't want to do that, or low contrast. So you can pick different filters for it. Like I said, I have like having the regular Game Boy filter. So let's go to the next thing, Game Boy Color. All right, and here we are playing the Game Boy Color. As you can see, we do have it a little stretched out. I'm playing Frogger. Frogger is a fun little game. what we can do is, this is a different emulator that I am using, but you can go to your video settings. Ooh, looks like B is the option. So some of these you have to use B instead of A. So we'll go to video settings. We'll select palette, color filter. We don't need that on. We don't want full screen. Let's go with, I usually do like a 1.5. Let's reset the ROM. And as you can see, this is more of like a Game Boy color look. We have like the border here. I do like it more scaled. I don't like it stretched out. I like playing, you know, close to the original way, you know, the original scaling with a little bit of an upscale. But, you know, this will work. This works just as good. Oh, no, I missed. Oh, no, I'm terrible. The reason why I picked Frogger is because when I was younger, we had Frogger. We had, I had the Army Men game. I had the Metal Gear Solid game. I wanted to do Metal Gear Solid, but that game is very slow to start. So, I was like, you know what? Let's just do Frogger. Frogger is super fun. I wanted something that I can just quickly start and show you guys. As you can see, though, everything works perfectly fine here. It's Game Boy Color. Here is Game Boy Advance. We're playing Mario Kart Super Circuit here. All right, we're gonna go to Grand Prix. Let's do a 50cc race. We're going with Yoshi. That's what we. That's who we use here. All right, we'll just do the Mushroom Cup. And as you can see, Game Boy Advance works very well. I think we're running at full speed. Whoa. I remember when this game first came out on... It's a little bright. I'll angle the screen a little bit so that way it doesn't look too bright for you guys. I remember when this game first came out on the Game Boy Advance, and I couldn't believe that... I just couldn't believe it. I think L? Yeah, there it is. Boom. Oh, you took my other shell. Just don't remember how hard it was to control in this game. Trust me, I'm good at Mario Kart. I don't think I'm good at this version, though. I'm used to Mario Kart 8 where you had to jump every direction. Alright. Jesus, I can't straighten myself out worth anything. Maybe it's just me. Or maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. Alright, so yeah, that's it. I'm not going to embarrass myself anymore. As you can see, each menu for each emulator on this device does look a little different. This is the GPSP, and it runs perfectly fine on this device. So far we have Nintendo. We have all of the Game Boy devices. Let's go to Super Nintendo. Let's try a harder to emulate game. Maybe we can go with Mario. Maybe we can go with Yoshi's Island, maybe. We'll see. Let's see how it goes. So here we are trying Super Mario 2. Let's see how this looks. So far, so good. Until we get to the menu here. This is unfortunately one of the harder to emulate games. Even some of the more expensive handhelds that you'll get won't be able to run this game correctly. Let's switch this out. Let's try a different one that's actually sometimes hard to emulate depending on the device. We're going to go try out Chrono Trigger. Alright, let's see how Chrono Trigger works. We always do active here. We're going to keep Chrono. So, it doesn't look like there's any issue. I don't hear any lagging when it comes to the audio or any crackling. So, that is one issue that I have with my Metroid Pocket 2 is that it crackles a lot. One thing you always want to make sure too, since you're only using one speaker, you want to make sure that sound rate is a little lower. One thing I wish we could do though was maybe we can do it in the options here. Whenever you use one speaker devices, sometimes you really want to switch the audio to mono instead of stereo, because the audio will just sound really wonky. And I'm kind of hearing it right now, and it doesn't sound like the greatest audio. Now that the music's playing, though, it does sound a lot better. Yeah, Mom, I'm gonna get up. We'll skip all this up here. And then we'll open up the menu and see if we can switch it to mono. Most of the time with Nintendo games, you can switch the audio in the settings of the game. Let's see. Stereo off. That's what you want to do with a device like this, because like I said, there's only one speaker coming out of here, and it looks like Chrono Trigger is running perfectly fine. If you want to play your little RPGs here, and if you haven't played Chrono Trigger, I definitely recommend you play this game. This is probably one of the greatest JRPGs of all time, and there's a good reason for it. So let's move along. Let's go test out the Sega Mega Drive, or the Sega Genesis if you're from the States. Like, all right, y'all, we are playing the greatest beat 'em up ever made, Streets of Rage 2. Same thing here. You want to go in your options, and you really want to make sure. I think we can actually change this in this. Let's see. Change options. Enable sound. Yes, we want to change this sound quality to mono. We can keep it at that though. We're gonna save global config. Make sure that's saved, because one thing is when you do play this game, the audio is a little messed up because it's doing the dun 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 dun. So the little parts you're supposed to hear right here isn't going through. So you definitely want to make sure it's set to mono, or else the music will drive you insane. We're gonna give Max some love too. I've always chosen Max in this game. He's the big dude, man. Big boys need some love. And as you can see, it's actually, I feel like it's running a little slow, or maybe it's because I'm playing as Max. Never mind. It feels fine. Let's get that money. God, okay, I'm gonna get stuck playing this game, but there's Mega Drive performance for you right there. I don't want to play it too long because I'll get obsessed. All right, and here's the PC Engine. PC Engine also runs great here. I actually never really played the PC Engine too much. But I do love me some Jackie Chan. But watch out for those frogs, dang. Oh no. Hey, that was mine. All right, well, there's the PC Engine right there. Here's another device that actually a lot of people don't really talk about, and it's a device that I've always kind of had a little soft spot for. I do want to get a physical one. This is the Atari Lynx, the handheld from Atari, and this is Double Dragon right here. Has a nice little music too. We're gonna go easy. Let's do normal. We have to realize that this is a handheld, but I mean, it looks good. Definitely looks good for when it was. The only thing is does it play good? And the answer to that is no. I would definitely stick to the actual Nintendo version, but it does look good. I mean, it looks good, doesn't play well. We also have to realize this is a handheld, and there's no way you could have gotten, I mean, maybe with the Game Boy during this time. I don't know how I jumped just now. If I press on both of these buttons? This is the pause button. No, all this does is turn the music off. All right. And there you go. There's the Atari links. And I really just want to show you the performance for the PlayStation 1. So here's what we can kind of do. Let's go to these options here. Options. We're going to show the FPS. Let's see if we can kind of get the display. Oh, we kind of messed it up here. Let's just exit for now. Okay, we'll go back into the game. We're going to go into Tekken here. Queue it up. We're just going to play it as is, and I'm going to kind of show you. The frames are going to be right here at this bottom left corner. You're going to kind of see how it is. So we're going to go arcade mode. You guys already know who I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Eddie. All right. As you can see, we have a lot of slowdown here. So what we can do is we can go to options. We're going to give it a frame skip of 1. And let's resume and see if that kind of helps. As you can see, we are super slow here. It makes it very hard to play. The music is unlistenable. It sounds so bad. But I still won. I mean, because I'm playing Eddie, right? All you have to do is button mash. But as you can see, the PlayStation performance does leave a lot to be desired. So we're going to look at a few other things that I don't have ROMs on here for. We do have the Game Gear. I don't think I showed you all the Game Gear. This is the Sega Master System here. But let me show you the Game Gear. I think I have the Game Gear on here. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't have the Game Gear, but we do have the Master System. So if you want to play the Sega Master System, that is available on this device. But this emulator also plays Game Gear games. So you can put Game Gear games on this device and play it. You have the Atari 2600 emulator. You have MAME and Final Burn Alpha and Neo Geo on here. It's probably not super powerful to play the, you know, the heavy 3D titles, but it should be playing the lesser 2D titles very well. You have the DOSBox emulator, the Pokemon Mini, and the Wonder Swan. You do have the PS1 on here, like I showed you. Now, I'm sure there is other firmware for this device that, you know, gives you a better, more up-to-date PlayStation 1 emulator. I unfortunately have not done that yet. I only use this device for the systems that I pretty much showed you on here. I don't see myself using this device for anything else. If I do want to use like PlayStation 1 emulation and stuff like that, I'll use like my Metroid Pocket 2 or my GKD Mini or even my RG351V, which a video of that is coming up soon, by the way. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna power this off. We always want to make sure whenever we turn off this device, you know, it's not a video anymore without my camera falling at least 3 times. Okay, so we always want to make sure that we power off this device this way. This is the cleanest way to do it. If you don't do it this way, I am warning you yet again, if you do not turn off your device through this option, you could corrupt your SD card. So you do not want to just turn the device straight off. So we're going to power it off. And boom, that's it. That is the PocketGo. And there You have it, the PocketGo. In case you want to see the small form factor here, that is pretty much how it is. There it is compared to my hand. Very pocketable. Let me see my phone. So this is my cell phone right here. There it is compared to my cell phone. Very small, very pocketable, very good device, honestly, for the price. Because the number one thing people always approach me with now, since I've started doing handheld content, emulation content, stuff like that, is what should I get? What should I buy? And a lot of people, I always ask them, like, what are you using it for? How do you plan on using it? And, you know, if they're like just starting out and they just want to play some Game Boy Advance games and stuff like that, this is always the device I recommend, because it is small, it's pocketable, and it plays all those systems just fine. Like I said, if you're trying to play PlayStation 1, it's not gonna cut it. You could probably play games that don't require a lot of action, like Tekken. Like, don't play Tekken 3, but you could probably play the Final Fantasy games on here. I'm sure those play fine. I might do a test on those later on. If you guys want that, let me know in the comments if you guys would appreciate a video of me showing off some other emulation on this device. I do want to see if there's other firmware out there to see, you know, if it performs better, which I'm sure there is, because this community for these devices are phenomenal. And like I said, this device starts out at a little over $30. All those other handhelds that have the built-in games and all that, those cost about the same price as this device. This device is different though. You can actually put your own ROMs on here. You can play your own games on here with dependable emulators. That is the important part. You have dependable emulation on this device. Yeah, the Super Nintendo isn't going to play every game perfect, like Super Mario Brothers 2, Yoshi's Island. Well, I don't even think it plays Super Mario RPG that well, but those games are really hard to emulate on the Super Nintendo. Not even, like I said, not even my Metroid Pocket 2. My Metroid Pocket 2 can't even play Chrono Trigger correctly for some reason. So I'm trying to fix all that up right now. But this device is definitely a thumbs up. And if you're starting out with emulation and you want to kind of dive into it a little bit without putting out $100+ for a device, or close to $100, this is the option for you. And yeah, thank y'all so much for watching this video. My name is Yosh, and I hope this video has informed y'all in some way. I feel like this is the most budget-friendly device. People do talk about the V90, but unfortunately, I don't have the V90 yet. I will probably order it and kind of go through it and see how it is compared to the PocketGo. But right now, for me, the PocketGo, with my experience with handhelds, the PocketGo is the best budget emulation handheld that you can buy, bar none. So yeah, that's it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Of course, I'm not going to end this video without thanking my wonderful Ko-fi subscribers, all the members that are part of the Krusty Sock crew. I appreciate you guys so much that you guys monetarily support my content. You know, if you want to have your name here, it's as little as $1 a month, and I appreciate all of you immensely for the support. Yeah, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.